everyone. The Truth Will Rise back with a new video. Um, what I want to talk about on this video is kind of twofold. As we know, in the post 9/11 world, things have changed to an extent, but in a lot of ways it's just a continuation of a long-running program. You know, in discussing that event, a lot of people would like to assume, and I'm speaking of 9/11, that, you know, a lot of that there's no way that a government is that evil enough to sacrifice its own people just for the furtherance of its agenda. And because it's tough for normal good people to rationalize that kind of, really evil. However, that's not the case. As tough as it is to believe, that's certainly not the case. And it's nothing new. What I'm going to review, these are what's known as the Northwoods documents, okay? And I want to take you back to the 60s, for those of you old enough to remember. As you know, the 60s was a turbulent time politically. You know, you had the civil rights movement, you know, the Cuban Missile Crisis and the Vietnam War and women's lib and all these things. It was a very turbulent time in terms of things going on. And what these documents, you know, actually outline is a plan at the highest levels of our government to basically shape, provoke either actual or contrived events in order to justify a war with Cuba. See, they were itching to go to war with Cuba. And I believe that the best way to show something is not just someone up here talking, but definitely to provide proof and evidence of that. And I'm going to read things from the actual document, all right? And this was contrived by, as you can see, LL, at the time, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. And I'm just going to, this is from page 1. That the Joint Chiefs of Staff have considered the attached memorandum for the Chief of Operations Cuba project, which responds to a request of that office for brief but precise description of pretexts which would provide justification for U.S. military intervention in Cuba. All right, so basically what it is Operation Northwoods is basically outlining how or what would be the climate that we can create or fabricate to justify going to war with Cuba. You know, and sometimes, as we know, war aren't so much spontaneous as they are planned. You know, and that's been the case for a very, very long time. You know, you can take it all the way, you know, through World Wars I and II and, you know, the current invasions now, you know, Vietnam, all of these things. They were planned for various reasons. You know, be it to to make money for defense contractors or to further government or political power. You know, these things rarely are spontaneous, all right? And I'm going to read some excerpts that really show this, you know, to be the case, all right? And this is from page 5, appendix to enclosure A, okay? And this you can go to your library, or you can. It's readily available online and in many other places to find it. So you can go and check into all of these things for yourself as well. All right. It says Operation Mongoose, dated 5 March 1962, which requested brief but precise description of pretext with the Joint Chiefs of Staff, would provide justification for U.S. military intervention in Cuba. Further down, should be developed. This plan, incorporating projects selected from the attached suggestions or from other sources, should be developed to focus all efforts on a specific